Alright, so I'm back from a week of weightlifting. During this week, I learned a lot about my body. I learned a lot during my squat, and I really struggled with having overactive quads. So I'm going to show you a warm-up that I used to help myself get over overactive quads. And then after that, we're going to see how much weight I lost. Alright, so what's so bad about having overactive quads? Well, first of all, it can actually pull your hip joint forward, and this will decrease your hip flexion. And when you don't have enough hip flexion during your squat, it may cause your back to actually flex and round, and that's what creates a butt wink. Second, having overactive quads forces you to sort of shift your weight backwards and be on your heels because you need to go that far back to compensate against your quads. So what happens is your toes go up in the air, your weight is in your heels, and you're not able to stabilize with your feet, and this can really cause some knee instability. Third, overactive quads cause patellofemoral joint pain. So this is the joint between your patella and your femur. The patella being the kneecap, the femur being your leg bone here. When the quads pull too hard on your patella, it can actually cause this joint to smash. The bones smash into each other, and when you're going down into a squat, there's too much joint contact and it actually rubs. So even though it's supposed to be frictionless, you're creating excess force on this joint, and that's why overactive quads can be bad. So if you have overactive quads, it's likely that you're limited in hip flexion, your weight is way in your heels when you squat and you're not able to shift your weight forward. You have some knee pain in the front, that's your patellofemoral joint. Or you're having some difficulty activating your glutes during your squat. Or your quads are very sore or tired. You feel like you're using your quad more than anything else during your squat. So this sounds like you. I've got a great warm-up. It's 4 different exercises that you can do before your squat. Alright. So for this first exercise, we're going to drive that hip back with a tennis ball. So all you need is a tennis ball, or if you want to go a little more extreme, you can use a cue ball or like a billiards ball. And less so, you can use a sort of like a stress ball or even like a hacky sack. So you're going to stick this ball right into the hip that you want to mobilize. So I'm going to stick it right here, and then you're going to bend down like this and get it right in that hip crease, right where the joint bends. You're going to stick the other leg back here, and you're going to go down onto your elbows, and then you're going to drive the front knee down into the floor or whatever surface you're on as you bend forward, trying to squish the ball. So you're driving your knee down while you try to squish the ball, and that's going to drive that hip back. You can hold it for about 20-30 seconds. So this exercise is called hip setting, and the whole goal of this exercise is to activate your glutes and hamstrings, turning your quad off. So you're going to put your foot on a step. It could be a stair, it could be like a stool if you have one, and what you're going to do is you're going to have a belt or a towel or a pants belt, whatever you have available that's not elastic, and you're going to put it under your hamstring about midway in your thigh, and then you're going to do a gentle pull, and as you do a gentle pull, you're going to dig your foot down into the stool a little bit more, okay? And your whole goal is to turn your quad off, activate the hamstring, activate the glute. So I see, okay, now I'm activating my glute, getting my hamstring on a little bit, and my quad off. So I can sort of handle about this much pressure. As you shift your weight forward, it's going to be more difficult to keep your quad off, more difficult to keep the hamstring and glutes on, but your goal is to get all the way, putting your full body weight onto it, and eventually coming up without using your quad. Now, this is the tricky part, and it's a brain training exercise. We want to teach your body how to not use your quad in this motion, rather use the other muscles. So you can hold it for about 2 minutes and really focus, pay attention to what's going on in your body. You really want to be able to actively deactivate your quad. You can check out a more detailed video or tutorial on this exercise in the link above. So for the final one, you want to do a bodyweight squat. So it doesn't matter if you're able to activate your glutes and hamstrings, deactivate your quad, and all of these other exercises. if you can't do it in a squat. So you need to practice actually putting all of this knowledge and all of this practice to work by doing an actual squat. So make sure your feet are pointed forward, not too narrow, not too wide, just sort of shoulder width apart, and then you're going to squat. Make sure that you can feel your glutes on throughout the entire motion of the squat. Allow your knees to bend forward, not too forward, but allow it to bend in at even timing with your hips. So I'm going to feel my glute on, and I'm going to stop when I feel my glute turn off. So I can get to about there when I feel my quads starting to take over, and that's my limit. I'm not going to go farther. I'm going to come up, still feeling my glutes on, my quads not really overworking, and coming up slowly like that. Okay? One more time. Take it really slowly. So when I get down to my bottom range here, you're going to see that I'm actually lacking in ankle motion right there. My ankles can't go anymore. And I can go a little bit more with my hips and knees. But right there, I can't get any more. So if I had more ankle motion, I would be able to activate my glutes a little bit better. So check out how to increase your ankle motion in the video above and also below. Alright, so for this exercise, it's called heel slides. And the whole goal is to slide your heel toward your bottom, keeping your hamstring on and your quad off. Okay, so here's how you do it. You want to make sure your ankle is locked at 90, right? Toes pointing straight to the sky. You're going to dig your heel down slightly, okay? And you're going to use your hamstring, not your quad. So you can do it with your quad, right? If I do it with my quad, I'm doing that. But when I do it with my hamstring, I'm able to keep this quad relaxed. And then I'm going to do a slide only up to a point where I feel my quads turn on. And it may be hard to feel that in the beginning, but you can keep your hand here on your quad and sort of assess, okay, I can keep going, my quad's not on, still not on, and right there really starts to turn on. So I'm going to go back down now. And as you go back down, you want to make sure your quad is off as well. That may be even harder than coming up. So you want to do about 20 repetitions of this. Really listening to your body, becoming more aware of your quad and more aware of your hamstring. Make sure your ankle stays locked, foot not to the side, not in like this, straight up towards the sky. And there you go. Practice makes perfect. All right, moment of truth. Let's go see how much weight I lost from squatting. Thanks for watching this video. It was a great week of learning how to lift using my body and not getting injured. If you liked watching this series, please stay tuned. Subscribe, let us know what you think of the series in the comments. And if any of these exercises are helping you to squat better, to run better, to do insanity better, we'd love to hear your feedback. So subscribe, leave a like if you liked the video, and also hit that bell. We're here at Rehab and Revive Physical Therapy. I'm Dr. Luo, and we'll see you in the next video.